in accordance with the Americans with Disabilities Act of 1990. If you require a disability-related modification or accommodation to attend or participate in this meeting, including auxiliary aids or services, please call the City Clerk's office at 310-952-1720 at least 48 hours prior to the meeting. Rules of decorum. No person attending a public meeting will engage in disorderly or boisterous conduct, including, but not limited to, applause, whistling, stamping of feet, booing, or making any loud, threatening, or profane, abusive, personal, or slanderous utterance that disturbs, disrupts, or otherwise impedes the orderly conduct of the meeting. All remarks by members of the public shall be addressed to the mayor or the chair, and not to any other member of the public or any single council, board, or commission member, unless in response to a question that the member. Signs, placards, banners, or other similar items shall not be permitted in the audience during a public meeting. All persons attending a public meeting shall obey any lawful order of the presiding officer to enforce the rules of decorum. Treat everyone courteously, listen to others respectfully, exercise self-control, give open-minded consideration to all viewpoints, focus on the issues and avoid personalizing debate, embrace respectful disagreement and dissent as democratic rights that are inherent components of an inclusive public process and tools for forging sound decisions. Public information. The public may address the members of the City Council on any matters within the jurisdiction of the City Council or on any items on the agenda of the City Council during the designated public comment periods. There will be 2 oral communication sessions, one for agendized items, comment about items on the agenda, and the other for non-agendized items, comments about items not on the agenda. The oral communication portion of the agenda is limited to a duration of 1 hour unless otherwise approved by the City Council. Comment time is normally 3 minutes, depending on the number of speakers. Public viewing available by live stream on the city's website. The meeting will be streamed live over the internet, www.carsonca.gov, or on YouTube, www.youtube.com/c/City of Carson, California, official YouTube page. Cable Spectrum Channel 35 and AT&T Channel 99. If you're unable to attend the meeting in person, public comments can be submitted before the meeting. Email. Public comments can be emailed to cityclerk@carsonca.gov. The cutoff time to submit any email communications is 3 p.m. on the day of the meeting. Written communications can be dropped off at the City Clerk's office at City Hall. The cutoff time to submit any written communications is 3 p.m. on the day of the meeting. Written communications dropped off at the City Clerk's office or any email received will not be read aloud at council meetings, but will be circulated to City Council and incorporated into the minutes. Oh, thank you. Today is Tuesday, February 4th. I'm calling to order the City Council, Successor Agents, and Housing Authority. Madam Clerk, call roll, please.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Councilmember Rojas.
Present.
Councilmember Deere.
Here.
Councilmember Hicks.
Present.
Mayor Pro Tem Hilton.
Present.
Mayor Davis Holmes.
Present.
Thank you.
We'll have a flag salute by our councilwoman.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Pastor Tucker is running a little late, so Pastor Tulis.
We thank you, Father, for another day, for another glory, and honor. We pray blessings upon our city, our mayor, Mayor Pro Tem, our city council as a whole. We pray blessings upon our city officials, our elected officials, our city management, and our employees of the city. We thank you for all the good works that's coming before us on tonight. Bless us, lead us, guide us, and direct us. We ask these blessings in Jesus' name, I pray. Amen.
Amen. Thank you. Nice having us two pastors and a bishop. Closed session items. Madam City Clerk, are there any requests to speak on closed session items?
No, Madam Mayor.
Madam City Attorney.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. The council will meet in closed session pursuant to Government Code Section 54957.6 with city manager and assistant city manager and human resources officer to negotiate with AIM, CPSA, AFSCME Local 809 and 1017, as well as unclassified management. The council will further meet in closed session pursuant to Government Code Section 54956.9D1 to discuss the matter of Grippo versus City of Carson, LA Superior Court Case Number 24 CMC V00368. I have nothing to report on item number 4. We will be skipping it. The council will meet lastly in closed session pursuant to Government Code Section 54956.9 D2 or D3 and E1 because there's a significant exposure to litigation in 2 cases. That concludes my report.
We should back in an hour, you think? Or you need longer?
I would say an hour and 15 minutes.
Hour and 15 minutes will be returned at 6:15. Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. Evening. We're reconvening from closed session. Excuse me, if you need to talk, you need to go in the lobby. Thank you. Madam City Clerk, Attorney.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. The council met in closed session pursuant to Government Code Section 54957.6 regarding labor negotiations with AIM, CPSA, AFSCME Local 809 and 1017, as well as unclassified management. No reportable action was taken. The council met in closed session pursuant to Government Code Section 54956.9D1 in the matter of Grippo versus City of Carson. No reportable action was taken. Item 4 was not considered. The council met in closed session pursuant to Government Code Section 54956.9 D2 or D3 and E1 because there's a significant exposure to litigation in 2 cases. No reportable action was taken. That concludes my report.
Thank you. We have presentations. Is our captain here? Captain Norman, is she here? No, she's not here. Okay. Do our Assistant Chief, LA County Fire? Hi.
Hi, good evening, Madam Mayor, members of the council. Assistant Chief Brian Kane, Los Angeles County Fire Department, with your public safety report for January 2025. There were 1,014 calls for service within the city. 888 of those were EMS related. 587 were ALS, which required paramedic interventions by our ALS squads. We had 30 fires recorded for the month of January. 28 of those were outside or rubbish fires, and 23 were involving PEH, which were warming or cooking fires. 1 building fire with minimal damage as a result of the quick response by Fire Station 36, and 1 mobile home fire as well, also with minor damage, and no injuries resulting in any of those fires. That is the end of my public safety report. If there's any questions, I'm happy to take those.
Well, thank you, Captain, and please convey our sincere thanks to all of the men and women, LA County Fire
Thank you very much. I
Department.
appreciate that.
Thank you so much. Does anyone have questions for her? I guess not. No? Okay. Thank you. We're waiting for Captain Norman, so we'll go on with our presentations, items 8, 9, 10, and 11. And then we're gonna move up item number 19 from the consent calendar because I know some people that need to leave. So items, my colleagues, meet me at the dais, please. I mean, at the podium. Our photographer has a birthday? Oh, come on down, girl. You're our photographer. We're gonna sing happy birthday to you. Let's sing. 1, 2, 3. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Elizabeth. Happy Thank you. Well, stay right there. We want to take a photo with you. She's always taking photos.
Somebody's got to take it, though.
Yeah. We have a certificate of appreciation. Have you all seen our new In-N-Out burger stand? You haven't. It's here in the great city of Carson. You asked, they heard, we delivered. In-N-Out. The one on, is that Central, is in Compton. The one on Carson, that's Torrance. You have your own In-N-Out hamburger. So even though we're praying for a sit-down restaurant, you wanted an In-N-Out. My husband loves In-N-Out. So thank you. But I do want to call up representatives for In-N-Out. Where is she? Rachel.
Hello.
Hi there.
You look different without the uniform on.
How are you? Ooh, that's for me.
Yes. Here. Thank you.
Why, thank you. Let's take a photo. Yeah. Isn't that nice? Thank you. Your family's here?
Yes, my husband and then I have 3 boys.
Come on, boys. Come on, family. Come on. 3 boys and a husband? You're the only woman?
All are men.
Come on down.
Looks different without the uniform on.
Yeah.
Yeah, you look
I
cute.
was like, I just left work and I was like, oh, let's still look a little different.
Let's scoot down a little further. Hi there, family. How are you?
He's a little bashful.
Well, this is look like we're bunched up. Give us some direction.
How's that?
Yeah, put it, yes, come on up here, baby. Where's Joanne? There. You in your window?
He's in his window.
Well, let me read this. Huh?
You can stand.
Tonight, we have the pleasure of recognizing someone who's already made a positive impact in our community in such a short term. What, 2 weeks? A week and a half?
Yep,
A week and a half. Rachel Coleman.
Hit him out.
She's not only a dedicated professional, but also devoted wife and mother of 3 wonderful boys. How are you? With 16 years of experience in and out, Rachel has built a career grounded in hard work, leadership, and a commitment to community. Give her a round of applause. She and her family were honored to relocate to Carson to help open our city's newest in and out. And since then, they have embraced our community with open arms. You a Carsonite now? Yes. Give her another round of applause. Rachel's enthusiasm and dedication to making Carson feel like home does not go unnoticed. So on behalf of the City of Carson, I'm proud to present you with this certificate of appreciation as we officially welcome you and In and Out to our city. We look forward to seeing the positive contributions you will continue to bring to our community, and we're gonna enjoy eating those hamburgers. Yeah. And what's your name?
Jack.
How old are you?
8.
8, all right.
T.
How old are you?
T.
3.
Gabriel.
How old are you?
14.
You spread them out real good. And husband?
Carl, 39.
Well, welcome to our city. I'm so honored that you decided to relocate to our wonderful city. Yes, you know, some people come and pass through and work and keep going and go back to where they live, but you've made a commitment to our city. And so I just love it, and we're just honored to have In and Out, but we're even more so honored to have you as our newest resident. And in the next 4 years, you're gonna have me reach my goal of surpassing 100,000 residents here in the city of Carson. So this is 4, okay? And we're counting, so that's where we're headed. We wanna get past the 98,000 residents to 100,000, and it hasn't happened under my watch, okay? And this team, okay, that's what we're thriving for, right? We want 100,000 residents here in the city of Carson saying how much they love our great city as much as we do. So, In and Out Burgers, in recognition and appreciation of your successful grand opening of our new location in Carson, California, your dedication to quality, excellence, and community spirit has brought joy and delicious food to our city. Your commitment to exceptional customer service and the highest standards of food quality has set a new benchmark in our community. We celebrate this achievement and look forward to the positive impact you will continue to make in Carson. It's dated today, February 4th. It's signed by your mayor, me, our mayor pro tem, who's found his window, Bishop Joanne Hilton, Councilmember Jim Deere, Councilmember Cedric Hicks, and our Councilwoman Arlene Bucatel Rojas. And to the staff, I would like this certificate framed because each time I go, I want it on the wall. When it's not framed, it goes into a drawer. So we want it framed. Thank you.
Would you like to say a few words? Yeah, if that's okay. Thank you. I just want to say on behalf of In and Out, but for myself and my family, I can't tell you how grateful we are to be a part of our community and how appreciative we are. We feel so welcome, and we came from Austin, so to be here and to call this home, you've done such an amazing job as a community, and it comes from great leadership, and I just truly appreciate how warm everything has been for myself and my family. We feel very much at home here, and we love it. So thank you so much for making that happen.
Thank you. Welcome to our city, your city.
Don't lean that hair over yet. Don't lean that hair over. Don't lean that hair over.
Carl.
Or baby. Good for baby.
Yeah.
Carl, want to love.
Baby.
Yeah, there it is.
No.
Oh, turn it.
let's change this. Baby don't want to take it. Baby got his mind made up. I got one like it. I got one like him.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, thank you. We'll try to see you soon.
Yes.
And I'll bring my husband to meet you also. Yes.
Thank you so much.
Okay. The next, we have a recognition by our Mayor Pro Tem, proclaiming a proclamation recognizing February as Black History Month.
And our recipient tonight is Pastor Michael Ely. He brought his congregation with him tonight. His cheering section. I want you. He brought his family. Got First Lady with him. Say it loud. Y'all missed the cue. In a day where they're trying to obliterate our history, we wanted to make sure that we keep our history alive. That we want to let you know we proud. We want to say it proud. We Black and we proud. So February is recognized as Black History Month, a time to honor the rich history, culture, and contributions of Black Americans who have shaped our nation through their resilience, achievements, and enduring spirit. And whereas during the 1960s, the week-long recognition expanded into Black History Month, intentionally aligning with February birthdays of Frederick Douglass and Abraham Lincoln to highlight their impact on the fight for freedom and equity. Whereas Black History Month is a time for all Americans to reflect on the rich history and teachings of African Americans who have made significant contributions to modern society. And whereas in 1986, Congress passed Public Law 99-244, officially designating February as National Black History Month and encouraging all Americans to honor this vital aspect of our nation's heritage. And whereas Black History Month celebrate the contribution of Black Americans throughout all periods of U.S. history, for those enslaved in early 17th century to the leaders, innovators, and community builders of today, and whereas countries around the world have joined the United States in commemorating the influence of Black people on global history, culture, and progress, and whereas observing Black History Month provides a vital opportunity to deepen our understanding of history, reflect on the ongoing struggle for equity and justice, and celebrate the achievements of those who paved the way for a more inclusive society. And whereas we must honor the men and women whose sacrifices and unwavering dedication to civil rights, freedom, and equity continue to inspire generations and enrich American culture. And whereas it's only fitting that we set aside a special time to acknowledge this important segment of citizens of our community and their history that have made an impact on our national, social, scientific, and political landscape. Now, therefore, the mayor and the city council of Carson do hereby proclaim the month of February as Black History Month and urge all residents, government officials, educators, and other institutions to recognize the many contributions that African Americans have made and continue to make our city, state, and nation, to mark the month with special ceremonies and activities and programs. Signed this day by all of us. Happy Black History Month.
Thank you so very much. Thank you. I am honored and humbled at the same time, just to be able to serve this community, our congregants that are here tonight, and my grandchildren are here. Wave your hand, grands. And my lovely wife, the First Lady of Prevailing in Christ Ministries. Just glad to be a staple in the community and able to serve. While I have the mic, if you don't mind, I really appreciate. I just want to say that, we're going to be a part of, we have partnered with the city to make a difference in the lives of those that were affected by the fire in Altadena and Pasadena, Palisade, Eden Canyon, and alike, those wildfires. We have families that were in homes that were devastated and displaced, and Their lives were disrupted, their communities were. And we're partnering with the city of Carson. It's called Operation Carson Cares. And we're asking people to make donations. Lives have been affected. And we want to make a difference, saying that, you know what, Carson stepped up. We were there. We showed up, and we made that difference. It mattered. And I'm saying that to try to reach out to your hearts, to say, let's do this. Let's make a statement from the city of Carson to give donations. We got a lot of projects going. One is to take a community bus up to the city of Altadena and try to make an impact different. So we'll be asking volunteers to do that, and that will provide training for them to be able to do that as well. And then we plan to try to house some families as well. So we're getting some donations, we're getting help from different organizations and businesses in the community. We hope that you would join us. You can make that donation to Prevailing Family Life Center. Prevailing Family Life Center. And those donations will be personable, and we will try to be methodical and make a difference and an impact in people's lives. So thank you so very much, and thank you for allowing me to take this platform to reach out to serve in this present time. Amen.
Thank you. Thank you. If you look on the screen, that's Carson Cares. We called together all of the ministers to help the city of Carson to launch this program, because residents were saying, what is Carson going to do? This is at home, folks. Yes. When we had the Haiti, we gathered and we sent, I think, over $35,000 to them back in the day when they had their crisis. This is home. Everyone knows someone that's been affected by this fire. And so we want to make sure that Carson shows up and shows out like we normally do. 5, 10, 15, 20, 100, 1,000, 1,500. Don't be bashful. I'll keep going. They know that we asked for. So we've already working with the Doubletree to see if we can house 20 families at the Doubletree. These rooms will not be made available for the greedy, but the needy.
That's right.
We're gonna, yes. When we had the smell and the city stepped to the plate and said we're gonna move our residents out, we had a whole lot of greedy people living in those hotels that caused us nothing but havoc. But that's not, they put together an application process where we're gonna be screening, and you can't just have moved there and say you were devastated. So First Lady is running lead on that, and Pastor and the ministers. I'm just amazed at the ministers that are coming out, and they're going to be reaching out to their congregations. But Carson, we're 96,000 strong, so if you give $5, what would that give us? We'd be able to, yeah, if you just give $5. If you give more, that's even greater. So please donate to this cause. We're going to take care of our own. It's here in Los Angeles. And so my plea is that you take a snapshot of that barcode up there. You can go on the city's website. It comes up Carson Cares. Everyone that makes a donation, it will be monitored and tracked. You will get a thank you note, regardless of what the dollar amount is. This is very, very important to not only this council, but it should be important to you also. So I want to thank Pastor and Prevailing Christ. Stand up, Prevailing. They love their pastor and their First Lady. Come on up, First Lady. Come on, my children. Come on, children. Come on, children. Children, grandchildren, come on up. We're going to get a picture of Prevailing in Christ. Come on, chillins.
All right. Wow.
Come on, beautiful.
There's my grandson.
Come on, grandson. Oh, Lord.
Make it quick.
Yeah, make it quick.
Okay. And 1, 2, 3, and look. Okay, ready?
See? High five. Where's your certificate?
Right here. Yay, Jaden! Jaden!
Jaden's like, forget you.
Yeah, not gonna do it.
Go with Godfather. I can't.
Sorry.
No, he's right there.
I got a running photo. Okay, here we go. Ready? Beautiful, big smile. And sorry, one more. And then can you hold their certificate?
Oh, I got it. Yeah.
The reason.
Yeah.
I'm in the front, and I look Hold it, honey.
There it is.
And then first lady, make sure you out there.
No, got out.
This one.
Okay, here we go. Beautiful, last one. And then, sir, there it is, right there. Stay right there. Oh,
There
stay
it
right
is.
there a little bit. In the burgundy. Yeah, there. Just find your window, right there. Okay. Here it is.
Excellent.
And then first lady, move a little bit. There. Okay, everyone stay still. Here we go. Perfect, thank you.
Now, Elizabeth, can I get all the prevailing, take a picture from this side, all the prevailing stand, Pastor, take your certificate. They'll and get in the middle or some kind of way. So we, in the middle, we'll take a picture of prevailing.
Stand up, you guys. This side, please stand. Follow the ushers in the rear.
You need to stand on something. You need to.
She needs to go up top and get all the places.
No. If she goes up to the top, she needs to go up here.
Elizabeth, do you want them sitting or standing?
She'll go on the chair.
You guys sit, she prefer you sitting. So everybody sit close like you like each other. Well, I don't know. Be careful. Prevailing, come on down. Get close.
Just fill in.
You guys still sit down in the front row. Sit down.
There you go.
Okay.
Nothing.
How about the grandkids? You guys come on in. Grandkids, you can come up here.
Come up front. Come up front, grandkids. Come on up. Come on up, grandkids.
You guys look great. Wherever you sit, go ahead.
Yeah.
Okay, everyone make sure you see the camera. Okay? All right, big smile. Here we go. Right here. Oh, here. Okay, ready? Here we go. Oh, beautiful. Look right here, sir. Everybody's looking right over here. Look right here. Right here, everyone, right here. Okay, great.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Pastor. Thank you, First Lady. Thank you, Prevailing.
First lady, Andrea.
Andrea,
Andrea.
First Lady.
That's your Christmas card. That's your Christmas card.
No, because we have.
You want one with just the kids? Andrea, they're all here. Oh, they not? Oh, okay, gotcha. Okay, next we're going to have a proclamation from Councilman Hicks recognizing February as American Heart Month.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. We have Lee Anthony McCabe. He is from Providence Little Company of Mary, who I am very fond of and making sure they provide outstanding service to my family and to the families in the city of Carson and surrounding areas. And I just want to bestow upon them, thanking them for what they do in the South Bay area. And with that, the month of April being the month of February as being American Heart Month, it's what happens all the time. Whereas every year, heart disease takes the lives of over 500,000 Americans, and it remains to be the leading cause of death for most groups. Heart disease affects all ages, gender, and ethnicities. Whereas American Heart Month is observed to raise awareness on the importance of a healthy heart and to encourage healthy habits that help reduce the risk of heart disease. And whereas heart disease is a devastating epidemic that leaves no one untouched, its victims are fathers, daughters, grandparents, siblings, cherished friends, and community leaders. Whereas the American Heart Association is the only voluntary health association sole mission is to reduce early detection and disability of heart disease and stroke. Whereas the American Heart Association and its local affiliates have engaged in a concerted effort to focus public attentions on the opportunities we have to protect ourselves against the ravages of this affliction. Whereas to take action against heart disease, citizens are encouraged to take and make balanced and nutrition meal choices, maintain a healthy weight, and get active, and avoid tobacco, moderate alcohol consumption, and work with a healthy care provider to help prevent or treat conditions that can lead to heart disease. Whereas February 1st marks the 22nd year of the Heart America Association National Wear Red Day movement, 22 years of fighting to save lives from heart disease and making significant progress along the way. Although much work still needs to be done, now therefore the Mayor and the City Council in the City of Carson, California, do hereby proclaim the month of February as American Heart Month in the City of Carson, reminding our citizens of the vital importance of prevention health care and supportive educational programs to help fight against heart disease and stroke. Dated today, the 4th day of February 2025, signed by entire City Council and attested by our City Clerk, Dr. Kalia Bradshaw. Thank you. Say a few words.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Uh-oh. Got to get the glass.
I need a eye month.
Eye month. Huh?
Okay, thank you. Good evening. My name's Lee McCabe, and on behalf of Providence Little Company of Mary Medical Centers in Torrance and San Pedro, I'd like to express my gratitude to Mayor Davis Holmes and certainly Council Member Hicks and all of the council here for this wonderful recognition. I'd just like to share that Providence Little Company of Mary is committed to providing the best possible care in our community right here in the South Bay. And towards that effort, our Del Vicario Cardiovascular Center of Excellence has established a partnership with USC Keck Cardiovascular Institute so that we can provide specialty care right here in the community for all our patients without them ever having to leave South Bay. Additionally, Providence's community health program was established in 1994 as part of our commitment to reach the most vulnerable people that live in South Bay's under-resourced communities. Our community health caregivers provide direct health services, wellness and health education programs, and linkages to community resources for thousands of children, adults, and families in low-income communities throughout the South Bay each year. So thank you again, council members. I appreciate this recognition, and we look forward to serving with you and partnering with you as we move forward. Thank you.
And you're right across the street.
Thank you.
Our next certificate will be presented by our councilwoman, recognizing February 1st through the 7th as Women's Heart Week.
Yes. Thank you. Women's Heart Week. Johnny Mae Spicer? Is she? There she is. Come on up. Thank you. She is a resident of Carson for 21 years.
Von Spicer Moore.
Yes. Mrs. Spicer is an exceptional, here we go. You can hold that and start right there in the middle. Exceptional woman of courage and resilience. She is an active member of her community, serving as a president of the Top Ladies of Distinction, a community service organization, as an integral member of her church, Holy Mount Calvary Missionary Baptist Church. Mrs. Spicer is a wife, mother of 6, grandmother of 18, great-grandmother and great-great-grandmother. Several years ago, Mrs. Spicer noticed her health changing and decided to invest time in herself and her body. This led her to have a visit with a doctor. Following the visit, it was discovered that some of her health challenges that she was experiencing was a result of a blockage in her heart. Determined to overcome all the obstacles placed in her way, Mrs. Spicer made the decision to do whatever it takes to continue to live a long, healthy life. The decision was made that led her to having a stent put in to increase blood flow to the heart. Since making the decision to put her health first, Mrs. Spicer has continued to thrive in her life and with her health. She now makes it a mission to share her story, promote heart health whenever she can, and advocate for herself and others. Thank you so much. Happy Valentine's Day, happy Heart Day, and I am going to read the proclamation. This is dedicated to you. Thank you. Whereas Women's Heart Week is celebrated each year in the first week of February, from February 1 through 7. And whereas the observation of the week aims to educate, raise awareness, and teach the symptoms and prevention of serious heart disease in women. Whereas health centers organize screenings, talks, and awareness programs, and women are familiar with gender-specific information on heart illnesses. And whereas the observation of Women's Heart Week is a good time to get your heart checked, especially if you have a history of heart illnesses in your family. Whereas National Women's Heart Week is an outreach program that combines fun and free activities with invaluable medical advice. Whereas there are organizations that are dedicated to health, to partner with local organizations, and to health centers to encourage fitness, promote stress reduction activities, and enlighten women on the gender-specific issues of heart health. Whereas studies reveal that heart ailments are the #1 killer of American women. Neglecting your health, a stressful lifestyle, and poor eating habits often aggravate heart conditions. Whereas in the United States, Women's Heart Week is observed as a national outreach campaign to save lives, especially that of women who are regularly neglected by the medical sciences. Whereas heart disease is the most common among American women aged 34 and older, most women are unaware and fail to recognize the symptoms and seek medical care. So now, therefore, the mayor and the city council of the city of Carson do hereby proclaim February 1 through 7, 2025 as Women's Heart Week, recognizing that women are busier than ever as they juggle career, family, caregiving responsibilities. Amidst all these observations, such as Women's Heart Week, are a much needed intervention that improves a woman's and society's collective health. Congratulations. Thank you, Mrs. Spicer. And congratulations to all of us. It's also Valentine's month, so we are, yes. Would you like to say a word? Here you go. Thank you. Yes.
I'd like to thank Councilperson Rojas and all of the council members, and especially my lady right here. This is a special honor. My niece that's sitting there, my family is here, and I was surprised to see them coming in. I'm like, what are you doing here? But it's been a road. I enjoy doing as much as I possibly can, but the heart will tell you, you've got to check on yourself after a while. I'm a bike rider. I love riding my bike, but I had to give it up because it was exhausting to me. And so just think about eating healthy, something that, that we neglect ourselves by not doing, and doing some exercise. And that's what my doctor advised. But I still enjoy doing other things in the community. I love working in the community, just as our mayor does. And so I'm very thankful of being here, being recognized this way. I'm a member of Top Ladies of Distinction, and heart health awareness is one of the things that we advocate. We work with the American Heart Association in keeping that thrust in front of all of us women. Thank you. Thank my family. Thank the council. Thank you very much.
We're going to take a photo, and then we're going to invite the family down after we get this photo. Come on down, family.
Top ladies, some
Of my top ladies here? Top lady, yes, you are. Well, they had to come and support you. Hey, husband. Hi, how you doing?
See my brother, my niece,
Come on down, family.
my son, my daughter.
Wow, we're gonna have to get you. Sheesh. Okay, they surprised you. But I'm gonna ask a favor while we're lining up. We have two people I want to introduce tonight from our Carson Sheriff Station. I should have had Prevailing in Christ Day, but I want you to hang around for a few minutes because the captain has two people that we need to recognize. They're our heroes from the Sheriff Department. They were on the news right out of the Carson Station. Come on.
Stand right here. Come on. You there you go. You can stand right in front.
Can we see everybody?
Window.
Yeah. My goodness.
Come here, switch over here. Come over here.
Short.
I'm right here. I'm letting him up here.
This is my sister. Kisses to you.
It's good to see you.
It's good seeing you again. Look, we're going to be family. Yes, my sister.
Oh, that's right, that's right, that's right.
This is my sister.
Okay, have a seat, everyone, just for a few minutes, okay? Captain Norman, just for a few minutes, I want you guys to see our heroes from Carson. They've been on Channel 7, and Maisha, we didn't get them in? Captain Norman, come on down. I want everyone to get an opportunity to see our heroes out of the Carson Sheriff Station. They were on Channel 7, and they are just, let's give them a round of applause before you know. Thank you, Captain. You guys are so awesome. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, wow. We're going to get a quick photo.
Oh, quick photo, okay.
And I'd like a photo with the captain and our heroes here. We're going to put this in our newspaper. We're just going to do one with the captain, and she'll give you the information. Just the three of them. We want to make sure, where's my city manager? That this picture goes in our rec guide with the captain and. Oh, I'm moving. Carson report, right. The Carson report. And I need to. We're good. Captain, you can start your report, but let's do the good part first. Okay? I mean, all of it's good, but.
One over here. You too. You too. Okay, good. Appreciate it. Good evening, everybody. I just want to take a moment to thank everyone for all of your support during the fires. We were deployed out for 12-12 shifts from about July 10th until about July 18th. I'm sorry, January 10th until January 18th.
We knew you meant January.
January.
Yeah.
Wanted to take a moment to introduce you to our two deputies that we're so very proud of. First, we have. First, I'll give you a very brief as far as the incident is concerned. Two of our deputies here were actually deployed out to Altadena fires, in which they were deployed to actually maintain a spot as far as evacuations are concerned. During the evacuations, they determined that there was a Centurion woman inside of the location and eventually escorted her out to safety. Deputy Quinn Alcanis here is an 8-year deputy here at the Sheriff's Department. She's transferred to Carson Station as of 2018. She served as a patrol deputy, a school resource deputy, a training officer here at Carson Station. She's received the MAD Award, which is the Mothers Against Drunk Driving Award in 2024 for her exceptional efforts in arresting impaired and drunk drivers right here in the city of Carson. She has taken the role of a peer support deputy at Carson Station and will soon be promoting to a traffic detective and transferring on to Lakewood Station. Deputy Quinn aspires to work as an arson explosive detective, and she is passionate about physical fitness, often completes Ironman triathlon and competitions, cycling. She's an avid runner. She's known to us as one of the fastest females on our department, and she has been on the LASD women's running team for the past 8 years. This is Deputy Quinn Alcanis. And her partner, Deputy Nicholas Martinez, is a 9-year veteran here at the department. He has worked at Men's Central Jail and transferred into Carson in 2017. He's served as a patrol deputy since 2017. He aspires to become a training officer, and we look forward to having him on our team as a training officer in the recent weeks. In addition to that, Deputy Martinez in 2018 received the Meritorious Conduct Award from the Sheriff's Department while saving an elderly woman from a burning home in Carson. In 2022, he received the Medal of Valor for helping save a suicidal man from jumping off the freeway right here in the city of Carson. He enjoys physical fitness, working out, and aspires to become a detective on the department in recent years. This is Deputy Nicholas Martinez. And any questions that you have as far as the incident is concerned, I'm sure they'd be happy to share.
Yes, I'd like you to elaborate on that because this was all over Channel 7. We had heroes here in the city of Carson, so I just can't say how proud I am of you and for what you've done. That lady was, she was 100 years old. You guys went into the fire. Let me not tell the whole story, but you can tell it.
Yes. Well, obviously, me and Deputy Martinez are assigned to Carson. We're unfamiliar with Altadena. But when there's an emergency like that, they call on the whole county. And that morning we started our shift thinking it was another day in Carson. We were told there was a fire that broke out in Altadena that was getting pretty serious. And so we were deployed out to the fire in Altadena. We saw the huge smoke plume as we were driving there. We get there and they tell us to go to an address to evacuate. And that's all we were received. And so when we got to the address, we learned it was a senior living home. And we saw an elderly woman that was walking out of the home, walking her dog, appeared unaware of what was going on or that there was a fire all around her. And so we ended up telling her what was going on and asked her how many other people were inside. She wasn't sure, and us not feeling comfortable with how many elderly people had been left behind in this home, we decided to conduct a thorough search of the entire senior living facility, which was 5 stories with 4 different wings. We soon realized it was more than we could search on our own, but we did our best, and that was when on the 3rd floor we found the 100-year-old woman who had been trying to find a way out, and we were happy to find her and get her to safety. And we asked for additional units, and several units came, helped us comb through the facility thoroughly, and no one else was found, luckily. But yeah, it's a day we'll never forget, and we're glad that she got out safe.
Thank you. You have something to add?
No, she pretty much nailed that story.
Well, from a grateful mayor, when I heard it and I saw it on TV, my heart, because you went into a fire, and without your going in and going to that 3rd floor, she may not have made it. She could not have made it. And I just, want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart and the 96,000 residents that I serve. And I'm just honored that you are a part of our team, but you're going to Lakewood. But anyway, to my colleagues. Who's queued up?
She'll be back, Mayor. I think she'll come back to Carson
You
eventually.
think so? I think so too. We'll make see. First, we have Councilman Hicks that's queued up.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I just want to say to both you deputies, outstanding job. I don't think it was an accident that happened. Divine intervention is always in the works and making things happen, that you were able to find her to be 100 years old. That was a special year for herself, and that you guys came into her life at the right time and at the right moment. So to all of you, I just say kudos to what you've done. Again, you going to Lakewood, I'm not happy. But I understand. It's called career. And you are getting yourself prepared to be a captain somewhere, and I can see that in the future for yourself. So continue doing that. And both of you guys, you and weapons and doing other things that you want to do, both of you guys are outstanding. So Captain, now you're going to lose 2 officers at some point in time. 2 deputies will be leaving, because I know as they progress, they're going to move on. But it's a reflection of what you're putting into them now and the service they're providing. But the city of Carson will forever be grateful to both of you for what you've done for us for the last 8 years, and continue on doing it for the city of Carson. But again, thank you for what you've done for the fire, and that continue working as well as you do. Thank you for everything.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Dr. Hilton.
I just wanted to say thank you. I'm not mad that you're going to Lakewood like everybody else, right? I'm going to congratulate you because Carson will always be a part of your highlight reel. And it's incredible that this was the launching pad for your journey. And to you, go do your explosives and all that great stuff. We're just pop off, if you will. But no, congratulations on your promotion, and look forward to the future. But as we know that people who come to Carson, they don't stay long. This is a launching pad for people to go up and to excel. If you check the track record, everybody who's worked at the station has excelled to a higher rank in the department. So congratulations and thank you for the service. Thank you for risking your life on that particular day. Because to go up 3 flights of stairs in a fire and to try to be looking for people when you could be concerned about your safety yourself is very noble and a noble gesture. So thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you. Councilwoman Rojas.
Congratulations. Quinn, the first time I met you, I think I told you I thought you were a explorer or a young volunteer, a teenager, a student. So congratulations. I know you work with teenagers also. So you handle all the ages from teenagers to 100 years old. So you truly are a hero to all. Congratulations. Thank you, both of you, for your service. We are very lucky to have you on our team, our Carson team.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you. And while we're congratulating the sheriff, our councilwoman was on the front line also. So I think, she was there and, it's just, she was working 12-hour shifts. So she didn't climb 3 flights of stairs, but she was there in the trenches. They're going to retire her car soon. But we just have a wonderful family here, and I'm just so pleased that you're a part of it. And we want to commend our councilwoman for the 12-hour days that she was putting in also. So let's give her a round of applause also. Even though she's not Carson Sheriff, she's LAPD. We won't hold that against her, will we? Councilman Deere.
I also want to join my colleagues in congratulating both of you. We're very proud of you. You're going to Altadena and other areas of the county. We're, very proud of the fact that you were able to go someplace and save a life. And certainly how she got left by herself, that's another investigation, I'm sure. But the fact that you were there to help her, that was really amazing, and it's really wonderful. It makes us feel good. And, it is true, Carson Station is a great station to propel your career from. So I know both of you are going to do very well in your long career you're both young, so you're going to have a long career with the LA County Sheriff's Department. And so we look forward to bigger and better things for both of you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. To the captain, we will be making a special presentation for them at a later date. We just want to make sure, so when you leave to go to Lakewood, you'll have this nice something from Carson to remind you of how much we appreciate you, and we're looking for you to come back home at a higher level, of course. Right, Captain? Captain was... Thank you.
Madam Mayor, thank you.
Will you finish with your report? I'm sorry.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Okay, thank you, too. Okay. In addition to the fires, we had a couple concerns. We actually attended the town hall meeting with Council Member Hicks as well as Rojas. We had some areas of concern that we wanted to address. One on Delamo and Wilmington, there was a concern about unhoused individual, in which we made contact with that individual, and that also declined assistance on our part. We're still working with that individual. However, we were able to remove the debris and some of the other materials that the resident was concerned about. In addition to that, at Main and Carson, Vallarta Supermarket, we had an unhoused individual behind there that also declined resources, but we did make contact. And we are working now to get that individual into some type of housing if he chooses to take advantage of that. One of the recent bills that we have that actually came out is AB 413, Assembly Bill 413. This is a bill that prohibits stopping and standing and parking of a vehicle within 20 feet of the vehicle, approach any side of any unmarked or crosswalk or 15 feet of a crosswalk. Basically what that does for Carson, it prohibits folks from actually parking within between 20 to 15 feet of a crosswalk, regardless if it's marked or unmarked. For the next 5 months, we anticipate actually warning and advising as far as this bill is concerned, but thereafter we will begin our process as far as issuing citations, but we're hoping to bring awareness to it before we actually go immediately into conducting citations. In addition, Congressman Deere, I look forward to meeting with you tomorrow or Thursday. So I'm looking forward to that. And some of the events attended, I enjoyed seeing all of you that actually participated in the In and Out opening. It appears to be very successful. From my perspective, we are monitoring some of the issues that we discussed during the opening with their security team. And again, we're just monitoring that. We've also met with one of the venues here on the within our unincorporated regarding some of the same issues as far as unhoused parking, and we're working with them in order to resolve some of those issues. We had coffee with a cop at St. Philomeno Church for first responders on January 31st. And those are some of the activity that we've had during the month of January. Do you have any questions for me?
Thank you. Any questions for the captain? Thank you, Captain, for that report, and thank you for all that you've done for us so far. Check with Ginger or Maisha to get on my calendar. I think our 3 months, or how long you been here?
I have November, and we are scheduled for March. It's already on calendar.
Thank you.
All right, now.
Okay. Maisha, do you need to share with her the Ben we met with yesterday? Because we're not meeting until March. I want to make sure we kind of finalize the discussion we had with one of your volunteers.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good evening.
I am going to take the liberty. Oh, we had family members for this. The sheriff. You guys were here with the sheriff? Well, we should have had a photo with you. Come on back. Come on back. No, come on back. Oh, they left?
They left. They left.
Oh, man.
I wanted to thank you for all the praise. Nicholas Martinez is my son, and I'm very proud of my boy.
Well, we'll bring you back. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mom.
Thank you. If you catch them, bring them all back, okay?
Is Nicholas still here? Did he leave, Deputy?
Is Deputy Nicholas here?
They all gone?
Captain?
They're okay.
Oh, my.
That was quick.
That was quick. Item number 19, we have someone that has to catch a plane. It's on the consent calendar. So, Mr. City Manager, you want to bring that up? And there's a presentation for off the consent calendar for item 19.
Yes, thank you, Madam Mayor. Item 19 speaks to a receive and file. However, this is regarding the completion and filing of the annual comprehensive financial report for fiscal year ending June 30th, 2024. And we have, I believe, Vasquez and Company that's going to give a brief presentation before you open up your consent calendar for for you and the council to have that presentation provided.
Presentation is this one. Oh, put it up right now.
There you go. Okay, we're good.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening, Mayor. Good evening, City Council members and everyone. My name is Christy Cañeda. I'm from Vasquez and Company, the firm that conducted the audit of the city's financial statements for the fiscal year ended June 30, 2024. A quick agenda for this presentation. I'll go ahead and go directly to the summary of audit results. That's actually the most important part of the agenda and the required communication to the city council members, which is considered those in charge of governance of the whole city organization. This is the engagement team. I would also like to mention that Vasquez is independent of the city, and we are independent as required by the AICPA, or the American Institute of Certified Public Accountants, and the government auditing standards. The scope of the engagement, there are two segments of the work that we did. The first one is the financial statements audit, which covers the audit of the financial statements of the city, including the city's AQMD fund. The audit is performed in accordance with the requirements of AB 2766. The second segment of the engagement is the single audit. The city receives federal money and therefore is subject to a single audit. And as your independent auditor, we are available to the city for year-round consultation for any financial reporting matters. Again, going directly to the results of the audit. For the audit of the city's financial statements, we are, after spending close to 1,000 hours on auditing all the accounts of the city, we concluded the audit by issuing an unmodified opinion on the city's financial statements. Unmodified opinions means a clean opinion. That's the highest level of assurance that you can receive in a financial statements audit, similar to what we have performed on the city's accounting records. Because the city receives federal money, the audit is required to be conducted in accordance with government auditing standards. That standard required your independent auditor to also look at your internal control over financial reporting, and I am happy to report that we noted no material weaknesses or significant deficiencies in the city's financial accounting process, including the internal control over financial reporting. Now, for the single audit, which is the audit of the city's federal grants or major programs determined based on the risk assessment process that we have conducted, we have identified a couple of major programs during the year. The first one is the CDBG, in which the city spent 1.10 million during the year, and our Power America Rescue Plan Act, in which the city spent 3.35 million during the year. The audit covered for 91% of total federal expenditures during the year. Based on the risk assessment that we perform of the city, we determined that the city is also classified as a low-risk auditee because of the fact that we did not note any significant findings during the last 2 years. And it's a good thing. Going to the results of the audit, we are also issuing an unmodified opinion on the city's compliance with federal requirements. That means that the city complied in all material respects with all the federal requirements applicable to the major program determined and identified during the year. There were also no financial statement findings. 2 federal awards findings were noted. Those are just administrative findings, and we noted no question cost with respect to those findings, and all the prior year findings were resolved and implemented during the current year as well. Some financial highlights that I would like to mention. This information can be found in the city's annual comprehensive financial report. The first one is the overall net position of the city, meaning government-wide financial statements following a basis of accounting that is different from the budgetary basis. On the overall net position, the city's increased by 9.1 million during the year from 2023 amount of 565 million. The city's unrestricted net position decreased, however, by 6.3 million from 63 million at the end of last year to 56.7 million as of the end of this year, meaning June 30, 2024. Citywide expenses, again, government-wide level as well, increased to 162.2 million in fiscal year 2024 from 128 million in fiscal year 2023, or an increase of 34 million. Again, this is full accrual basis of accounting at the government-wide level. I also would like to mention that the city's net pension liability increased to 15.1 million from 10.2 million, or an increase of approximately 5 million during the year. This is based on certain assumptions used in the actuarial valuation of your pension liability. Your net OPEB liability, however, decreased to 34 million, or a 2 million decrease from 36.4 million balance reported from the prior year. At the governmental level, meaning this is close to a budgetary basis of accounting, your governmental fund expenditures in total increased in 2024 from 39.7 million to 175.2 million at the end of the fiscal year. Looking at just your general fund, which is the main operating fund of the city, we're showing that the fund balance of the general fund in total is 219.7 million during the year, as compared to 2023 balance of 222.9 million. The composition of your general fund balance as of the end of June 30, 2024 is shown on this table. Your general fund balance consists of restricted fund balance, which is restricted by either a grant restriction or restriction that is outside the control of the city, and that's 23.3 million. The amount committed is 30.8 million, and there is an assigned balance of 92.1 million and unassigned balance of 73 million. The unassigned balance is the balance that can be spent on general expenses by the city. Part of our responsibility as your independent auditor is to report the results of the audit to you, including all the matters that are required for us to report by the professional standards. And part of that is that to clarify that the financial statements are the responsibility of management. They prepared the financial statements. Our responsibility as your independent auditor is to perform audit procedures and opine on the financial statements. And as mentioned earlier, we have issued an unmodified opinion on your financial statements. We did not identify any significant accounting policies that are considered controversial during the year. We did not identify any significant unusual transactions as well during the year. Audit adjustments are discussed and agreed to with management, and they agreed to record them. We encountered no disagreements or no difficulties were encountered during the year as well. Had we have difficulty in performing our audit or disagreement with management with respect to any financial reporting matter, we are required to report them to you. But then again, we noted no such matters. We are not aware as well of any consultations performed by management with other accountants about accounting and auditing matters. We also did not encounter any difficult or contentious matter that would require consultation outside of the engagement team. Again, we confirm that we are independent of the city and that Vasquez and Company has a quality control process that allow us to evaluate on an annual basis our independence with the city. We, however, consider that maintaining our independence is a joint responsibility between the city and Vasquez, and we encourage management to report any matters that they would think would jeopardize our independence of the city. no significant matters or issues were discussed that were subject to our attention that would actually impact our independence. As part of the audit process that we perform, we interview members of management, including members of the city council as well, in order for us to determine whether there are any fraud risk factors that we need to consider in order to design the proper audit procedures that we will do. And in that process, we noted no irregularities or fraud risk areas or risk factors that would require a revision in our audit procedures. The most significant communication between us and management is the management representation letter and the management letter comment, which contains a few recommendations that we have in order for the city to improve its internal control processes. The management letter comments includes recommendations in relation to our review of the city's IT policies and procedures. In the process of preparing the city's annual comprehensive financial reports, some of the determination used by management includes estimates. For instance, calculation of your pension liability or OPEB liability, or determination of the collectibility of your accounts receivable. Those estimates are listed in here for your information. And we found that the basis for estimating those amounts are in order based on the results of the audit procedures that we have performed. And I believe that's the last item in our required communication. There are a few accounting standards that will impact the city's financial statements in the future, and those are listed here for your reference. That's the last slide for my presentation. If you have any question, I will be happy to respond to you.
Any questions? MPT, Hicks, you know you have a question.
I got some questions.
Councilman Hicks.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Thank you for that presentation and giving us updated information. My first question, so in layman's term for our residents that are watching at home and for us here, is the city solvent?
Yes.
Okay. So we do have some money.
Yes, that can be found in the report as well.
Okay. But I did have a couple of questions in regards to, I think it's set up on the city expenses. You're saying there's a $34 million difference between $162 million versus $128 million. Was that based upon two separate years, 2023 and 2024? Yeah, this slide, under general fund expenditures.
Yes, that's comparing your total expenditures in 2023 and your total expenditures in 2024.
So with this showing in 2023 is 222 million.9 versus the general fund expenditure of 175.2, we had a surplus for that year.
Oh, I'm sorry, council member. What are you?
I'm looking at your general fund total fund balance for the year 2023, yes. And I'm looking at the total general fund expenditure for 2022-2023 fiscal year of 139.7 million. The difference between the two, is that showing that there is a surplus of general fund money that we did not spend? We had an over amount of money available for that year, just meaning that we did better in our revenues that we got in for that year.
That's correct.
Okay. So historically, me being on the council for a while, to look at how we are not having to go into our reserves, that we are finally have made a turn in our revenue within our city by having a revenue stream that's positive and not a negative one, and that we're able to meet all of our needs. And I know that we did have some special measures that went before city council, and the city as a whole in 2020 in regards to our oil tax and our sales tax, and I think we did no more of a sunset on our UUT tax. I'm just saying this generally, that I think this council, that we were able to put together a package that has turned the city from, in 2008, being the past one of the past employees of the city back in 2008 and had to live through the horrors of what we had to do as employees to make sure this city was able to stay afloat all those years. It is good to see that this city is now able to move forward and to do the positive things that need to be happening here for our residents here in the city of Carson, which is well overdue. And I just want to say to this mayor and this council, thank you for working as one unit. I think it was the three of us, wasn't it? Myself, you, and also MPT, that we were able to put together those measures in 2020. But within this report for the residents, it shows that we are positive and that there are no discrepancies in any of your audits that came back as far as what we thought we did and what you found?
When we express our opinion, we base our opinion on reasonable assurance. We're not saying that it's accurate, but we're saying that your financial statements present fairly the financial position of the city and the results of the operations of the city during the fiscal year. The accounting records and the financial statements provided to us by management were audited during the audit process. And in the process of doing that audit, we may propose certain adjustments to management, which we did. I believe we proposed certain adjustment in which the management agreed to record in order to correct the balances. And so based on those audit and discussion with management, based on the final balances after the adjustments are made, then the financial statements present fairly the financial position, and those are correct. You can see in at the back of the annual comprehensive financial report, there is a historical, very useful and relevant historical information about the general fund balance, where you can see how the fund balances fluctuate over the last 10 years. Those are very useful information that you can look back to how the city performed during the last 10 years in terms of financial results.
Well, thank you for that report, and thanks to the city manager, through our finance director, William Jefferson. How long has he been here? 2 days. But thanks to the city manager and to your staff and to all the directors, because this is a collective approach from all the directors, because you got to stay within your budgets and making sure we toe the line and that we don't go over what we've been allotted for. But again, I want to thank all directors for that as well.
Thank you, Councilman Hicks and Madam Mayor and Council. So I want to thank the Vasquez Company as well for coming in and providing the audit, as well as Director Jefferson and his staff as they work together. And you're exactly right. I mean, I think this is just really more, the question that you were asking, Councilman Hicks, is this is an examination that Vasquez did through testing audit procedures to ensure that the city's financial statements were basically presented in a fairly respectable aspect in all their materials provided. In other words, nothing fraudulent was provided from that perspective, and they can concur on that. And so when Vasquez is stating that they found different procedures or policies that they may have tweaked or whatnot, staff agreed, went ahead and made those assessments, but it did not adjust or cause issues to your fund balance. And as you see, there is about a $3 million difference between the two from last year, or from 2023 to 2024, keeping in mind that there were several major projects that you as a council made decisions to move forward on, such as all street repairs, which was $35 million alone. And so even despite those allocations that you all made as those decisions, the city still ultimately only resulted in a $3 million dip from the total expenditures that were allocated by you all. So thank you all for your vision and allowing us to do the work. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Jefferson, we're going to keep you another year.
Thank you.
To the city manager, and I know we talk about the pension liabilities. There may not be a question I need to address to our consultant, but I think we need to elaborate on that a little bit, because a lot of people don't know what that is. And we started that some time ago, and how the positive effect has been positive for the city.
Sure. No, thank you, Madam Mayor. And I'll allow Vasquez company to speak to this as well, so feel free to jump in if need. But a lot of the aspects that you're speaking of from the pension liabilities, the decision was made by council to look to basically really pension obligation bonds in order to save the city over an extended amount of time. I believe it was a 30-year aspect of about $45 million overall. And so those are some of the decisions, along with the tax measures that Councilman Hicks had made reference to, that has allowed you as a city to be able to move forward in receiving these funds, continuing to be able to be in operation for maintenance and things that the city need, as well as have this wonderful general fund balance that you have today, keeping in mind that it's still only for typically, it's for one-time funds, but it's not for reoccurring aspects that you all are looking to allocate. So just wanted to make that point of clarification. But yes, Madam Mayor, the pension obligation bonds is still needed. It's all based upon investments and things from CalPERS as we move forward, which we don't have much control over, but we do have control over how we look to in the future when it comes to personnel that's been costs that increase, benefits that increase. And so these all are attributed to our pension obligation as well.
So to the residents, we're doing something correct up here.
Yes, definitely.
Thank you. And thank you for that report. It's a good report. I'm glad to hear we didn't have anything that was glaring. You made some adjustments. And so thank you for the report. Anyone else?
Madam Mayor?
Yes, Councilman.
So we pulled off the consent calendar. Do you want to pass this with the consent calendar or separately?
I think we're going to pass them all in one sweep on
Okay.
the consent calendar. We
All
can
right.
do that
Sure.
when we get to it. So thank you for that presentation.
If I may, Madam Mayor, just a real brief point. I think it's important to note that because of this specific audit, the finance department will be up for the General Finance Officer Association certificate, which is one of the highest forms of recognition in governmental accounting and financial reporting. So we'll look forward to seeing that potentially being received in the month of September, October of 2025. So this is just kind of the precursor to that. So I want to thank Director Jefferson and his team for excellent work.
Well, he's trying to stay 2 years down. Thank you. Next on is all communication for matters listed on the agenda, Madam City Clerk.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I have 4 comment cards, but they're non-agendized items.
Okay. Approval of the minutes.
Move approval, Madam Mayor.
It's been moved and probably second. Cast your vote.
One correction.
One correction.
Under my comments, I think it says District 2. It should be District 3 for the town hall meeting. District 3 and District 4, not District 2 and 4.
It's a typo, yeah.
Yeah.
Councilman, can you specify this section?
Under my comments at the end of the meeting?
Oh, okay. Oral communications.
Yes. By council.
It's the incorrect district number?
Yes.
We'll correct that. And so the published version online and in the books will have the correct number.
So, Madam Mayor, the motion will be to approve as corrected.
Thank you. And who seconded that?
MPT.
MPT without objection? Okay, cast your vote.
Okay, it's unanimous. The motion carries.
Items 13 through 22, consent calendar.
Move
Motion to
the
approve.
consent calendar as recommended.
It's been moved to approve the consent calendar. Does it pull an item? Hearing none, cast your vote.
Okay, it's unanimous. Motion carries.
Item number 23. Does anyone have any appointments to make? Change, eliminate, remove? Here, none, I'll bring
None are
this.
complete.
You're complete?
Mhm.
Councilman Roas, MPT, you have anything?
Do we have any economic development? I'll talk to you about that, Madam
Okay.
Mayor.
We'll bring it to the agenda.
Yes, California Credit Union wants to be involved in the community, and they've been reaching out. They also reached out to Councilman Hicks. They want to know how they can get involved on the commission.
I gave him your information.
Okay, yeah.
That's why he called you.
I don't, but
Okay, do I?
I'm sure you do. You got all the commissioners.
Let me see.
I
While
think
we're,
they want to be on the economic.
Yes, he does.
development, right?
But I knew you had an opening.
I don't have one on economic.
It's not you?
I think I have Katie Pandolfo or Trini.
Okay.
One of the two.
I thought I had filled all mine.
Yeah.
Do I have an opening, Madam City Clerk?
For which commission? Economic Development?
Uh-huh.
Economic Development is full,
That's what I thought.
Madam Mayor.
Okay,
Yes.
Okay.
I'll figure it out later.
Could I, let's have her to put it in the application. That's how I'm planning. Okay, thank you. So we'll bring this back to the next council meeting. That was item number 23. Item number 24.
Madam Mayor, I'll move we approve the second reading of ordinance number 25-2501.
Been moved and properly second. Cast your vote.
The vote is unanimous. Madam Mayor, motion carries.
That's items number 24. We could have approved them both at the same. Item number 25, second reading.
You need a motion?
Well, what do you want to do?
I'll move approval of the second reading of ordinance number 25-2502.
Second.
Been moved and properly second. Cast your vote. All communication for non-agendized items. Oh, did I vote?
The motion is unanimous. Madam Mayor, motion carries.
Thank you.
And memorial adjournments.
Let's see. I want to go back to the non-agendized items. We have all communications. I think you had 4 speakers.
Yes, Madam Mayor.
We'll hear them now.
BJ Douglas.
No, they're there. On the other end, all the way down.
I'm very excited.
Oh, wow.
How are you, Lisa?
Fine.
Bear with me, people. Hold on. I was starting to feel great, but now I feel better. God bless you all. I'm really excited. It's an exciting moment for me.
Mr. Douglas, you have 3 minutes.
Giving honor to Mayor Lula Davis Holmes. My name is B.J. Douglas. I'm an actor, a comedian, author of a book, and the president of the United Rangers of America. Bear with me. I'm hoping this is OJT.
Some people have so much passion for a cause, it's rather difficult for them to contain it. That's certainly true of B.J. Douglas, a local comedian who's created a new group for kids called the United Rangers of America. B.J., our hero of the week.
How many believe you can help make a difference? Want me back? You can help make a difference.
And B.J. ought to know. B.J. spends his own money on parties for hundreds of school kids every month, enlisting them in his new group, the United Rangers of America, showing them that they can make a difference too.
I want to set goals for you next semester. You know that? I want you to be obedient to your parents. I want you to do what your school teachers tell you to do. We're going to make a better impact on Southern California and our schools and our neighborhoods because we're not going to write graffiti and we're not going to do bad things in the community, right?
It's the response of the children why I'm here. Like I said, I've been on several TV shows. I don't know how many you've heard of the Power Rangers. Good Time Jefferson, Stir Crazy, but the Power Rangers, made me a role model for children. And I love this. I've done several programs at the Carson Mall with the mayor when he was the mayor. And I'm looking forward to do things with the current mayor. And I talked to Lourdes Garcia over at Teamsters Local 572, because Local 572 has been where most of the funding has come. We have been documented. We've done over 1,500 parties together. And as of yesterday, I wrote a book. I gave you a copy, Mayor, I think a couple of weeks ago. The book is called From the Mop to the Top, and it was launched worldwide yesterday through Amazon. And I'm very excited about the city, the spirit of the city. And I, like I said, the Carson Mall is my favorite place. And that's why I want to work on a program so that the mayor can be respected in this city every Wednesday. And I've talked to people about it. I said, if I can get Lou Davis Holmes to show up, it's going to be lights out by the time the Olympics get here. And we're going to put a children's choir together that will be in this. One thing good about this city is that we're a diverse city, and we have every race of personnel here. And if we can just get our children together as singing and just asking for freedom in this nation, this will be a great community. And I'm just excited. And when I come here, I've been sitting, but the energy that's in this city is beyond all the other cities I've worked with. And Carroldale is my favorite
Madam
school.
Mayor, that's 3 minutes.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Robert Leslie. Good evening, Mr. Leslie. You have 3 minutes.
Good evening to the council body as well as to staff. I just want to be here this evening to comment on three topics here. First of all, I want to congratulate Councilman Hicks and Councilman Rojas on the town hall meeting. Was very informative, and people were still talking with me in reference to that. So I want to let you know that. Also, I'm here this evening because there's a couple of concerns. As a former union rep for the Police Association, we were very concerned about how we would conduct the Civil Service Act, to making sure that there wouldn't be any type of misconceptions or undermining anyone that's have the proper rights, in other words, up under the Civil Service Act. I'm kind of concerned to see that at the federal level that the Civil Service Act is not really being adhered to, and that are seeing so many people being dismissed or fired without any guidelines. Now, what my concern is like there was, as well as the councilman, they know, I addressed an issue to the captain at the town hall meeting. I say those people who are going to be pardoned, have their records been totally expunged, that they don't have to adhere to carrying a concealed weapons or any other type of violation under the penalty that a felony have to adhere to. I wasn't able to get a direct answer with that. The other thing I need to ask the city is like, if one of those people who was under those pardoning guidelines come into the city, are you bound or mandated that you have to hire them, and making sure that you have to alleviate the activities and things that they was involved with? I say this because, real quickly, this Sunday I was with a outreach group that was dealing with certain people who've been incarcerated, trying to get their record expunged on the felonies, and they had some concerns and questions. So I'm looking at dealing with a group of people who are trying to revamp their lives and come in as standard and trying to making sure that they'd be able to come back into the system. And these people who actually did highly criminal acts by attacking police officers and other aspects of things that they did. Are they going to be completely excused coming, being hired within a police department or into the city jobs or whatever? That's a concern. I just need to know that. Maybe eventually I can get a chance to talk to the city attorney.
Madam Mayor,
Maybe
that's
she has
3
something
minutes.
with that. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Leslie.
Brandy Lewin. Good evening, Brandy. You have 3 minutes.
Good evening, Dr. Bradshaw. Good evening, Mayor Lula Davis Holmes.
How are you?
Wonderful. How are you? Mayor Pro Tem Dr. Juwan Hilton, Councilman Cedric Hicks, my councilman, Councilman Jim Deere, and Councilwoman Arlene Rojas. Nice to be before you. I am grateful for another opportunity to speak with you today. As you know, we have been advocating for the establishment of a Disabilities Commission in the city of Carson. At our last meeting, the Mayor Lula Davis Holmes, graciously proposed exploring the possibility of pairing the Disabilities Commission with the Human Relations Commission, and I wanted to provide an update on our progress. Luce, who's here with me, CAC, Councilman Hicks field rep, along with Brian, Councilman Jim Deere's field rep, and I met to discuss the upcoming Human Relations Commission meeting on February 12th, where we will be presenting a comprehensive plan outlining the goals and objectives we hope to achieve through the Disabilities Commission. Following that, CAC and I also met with my councilman, Cedric Hicks, to continue the conversation and gather further input. I have a copy of the comprehensive plan here, and I would like the opportunity to present it to you if possible. Can I present that to City Manager? We are fully on board and deeply appreciate the opportunity to collaborate on this effort. Thank you for your time, your leadership, and your dedication to making Carson a more inclusive city, and congratulations on a prosperous financial audit.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Luce, did you put in that application issue? HR, I was supposed to be looking in.
So you want to come up and speak about that, Luce?
Good evening, Madam Mayor, City Council, staff. To answer your question, Madam Mayor, no, I have not put in an application. I've kind of been waiting on the process, like
Okay.
waiting to meet with the commission to see kind of where we are, how
Okay.
it fits. I just basically wanted to echo Brandy's words. We have been working on this. And just to let you know, I've personally received calls, and I'm sure Brandy has as well, people in the committee who are very excited to know that we're moving forward with this, and just grateful that we are moving forward and we are making strides. So I just wanted to say thank you to all of you, and I look forward to working together with the commission and see where we fit and how to make this work. So thank you.
Thank you. Thank you to the staff and the aides that's been meeting also.
Yes, thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Madam Mayor.
Yes.
We did receive a public comment via email in regards to non-agendized items.
Okay.
So I'll read that at this time. My apologies for not mentioning it early. This is from Crystal Perez. Dear City Clerk, I would like to submit the following concerns to be read and acknowledged during the upcoming City Council meeting. I have two important issues affecting our community. Business owners' participation in city decisions, that's number one. Many of us in the community believe that business owners should have a voice in decisions that impact the city. These businesses generate millions of dollars in revenue for Carson, yet they have no formal say in local governance. Decision-making should not be limited to the residents alone. Registered business owners should also have input, as they are significantly affected by the city policies, often even more so than homeowners. Number two, traffic and safety concerns at Stephen M. White Middle School. Every school day, beginning around 2:00 p.m., multiple school buses block both directions of traffic on 220th Street between Figueroa and Moneta. These buses, which come from both the east and the west, remain idle in the middle of the street until the school gates open at 3:00 p.m. This creates a major traffic obstruction and a serious safety hazard for drivers trying to navigate the area, especially those heading toward the freeway. This issue needs to be addressed at the city level as the school buses seem to operate without accountability to the community. I urge the City Council to consider these concerns and take action to improve both community representation and public safety. Thank you for your time and attention. Sincerely, Crystal Perez. This was submitted to the City Clerk's office for public comment, and a copy was submitted to council staff. Thank you.
Thank you. Who's my field rep, senior? You should get a copy of that letter. I think Mr. City Manager, we need to respond to that. Thank you. Memorial adjournments.
These are the names that I received for memorial adjournments today. Riley Akins, Lorenzo Rennie Watts, Patricia Pat Cyans, Lillian Gwendolyn Brown, Ta'ava Omali Petolo Asamoah, Edmund Archie Whitaker, C.D. Cruz.
Does anyone have anyone else? No? That was somebody related to you? Your cousin? Your uncle? Oh, we're sorry to hear that. Wow. Councilman Director Hicks lost a loved one. Director Whitaker. It's too early. You know who I was talking about.
Madam Mayor,
yes.
Just so you know, Ms. Cruz, who was on the list, is the mother of Joy Cimarrago, our Deputy City Clerk.
Really?
Yeah, her mother passed.
Did we send acknowledgments and things to her?
Mm-hmm. City manager's taking care of it.
It's taking care of it. Send a letter from the entire City Council expressing our condolences also. Wow. Okay, Bishop.
Also want to keep Kirsten, our field deputy, her brother, in prayer. He's in the hospital tonight as well. So let's pray. Father, we thank you for this incredible opportunity to bring our petitions to you. We pray for these families whose names were read tonight. We pray for Kirsten's brother who's in the hospital. We pray that you would comfort these families and bless them in Jesus' name. Amen.
Thank you. Council requests. I have a question. The street takeover, Councilman Deere had requested this about 6 months ago?
Yeah, but the staff said that they have it almost ready to bring before us.
Oh, I have a request.
City manager could enlighten us on that, I believe.
Yes, thank you, Madam Mayor, Councilman Deere. So that item is being completed through the offices of Al Sharon Winder. I believe Attorney Ben Jones is in the completion of that. He was just comparing it to the prior other cities because they had an ordinance already. So I think there was a change in law at the beginning of the year. So he was just refreshing that, but I believe that's coming forward as well. So they're almost completed, and I'm getting confirmation from our Director of Public Safety. So we should see that here in the next meeting, if not the week meeting after. So the beginning of March or this next meeting here in February.
Okay, good, because I've been asking for it for
Thank you.
many months. Thank you very much.
Many, yes.
Whatever happened to the ordinance that I had requested for vending machines within? Was there some reason we didn't move forward on that, or I can't remember?
I do recall you requesting vending machines down, in the basement as well as other facilities within the city. There were also options and thoughts of we didn't want to attribute to aiding and abetting unhealthy eating practices due to our health and wellness program. So we had to look at vendors that sell snacks that are of healthy choices. And so getting those and having to do an RFP with that. As of right now, being that the basement is out of commission, we haven't moved forward with that. But once it's up and going, then we'll look back into that. We have to provide some information, I think, Madam Mayor, to you so you can see it, to see if that's something you still want to pursue once you get the financial components to this.
I'm glad you reminded me of that one, but I forgot. I was talking about street vendors coming
Oh,
selling.
I'm sorry.
Thank you for reminding me of that.
Okay. Street.
Thought you said vending machines.
Vendors, street vendors
Oh,
also.
That's a little different.
Too.
yeah. So street vendors. That's also an ordinance that Al Shirewinder through Ben Jones is working on. That is the duplicative
Inglewood.
of Inglewood for their ordinance within 1,000 feet of park and sports parks. So I know that he's working on that one as well. So we should be getting update for that. So we'll have that for you and an update here at our next one-on-one.
Yeah, I just want to make sure we're tight before these Olympics, and we have some time, but you're going to
Well,
be bombarded.
Yes, ma'am. We actually want to have that instituted for this next upcoming soccer season for LA
Right.
Galaxy, so we can kind of have that implemented. So that
Mhm.
is something that is on our radar. So, and our city attorney says she'll be on the streets selling what? For the Olympics. So I don't know.
Thank you for reminding me of the first one, because I'd kind of forgotten about that. MPT?
I was contacted by a resident when I was coming in today, and they were down on the Avalon in the area of Bayport and Sepulveda, and they would like to express their concern with the holes in on Avalon on the street. So if we
A
could,
lot of potholes there.
a lot of potholes.
Mm-hmm.
So they were expressing their concern. So please, I did tell them I would bring it up at the council meeting tonight. If you can do that. Also for our public safety director, I wonder if there's some way we can put signs up on Central where McDonald's is and where not where In-N-Out is. I know that's Compton, right? But before they get to Compton, these trucks, they idle there, and it makes it impossible for people to see. They stop, they jump out and go get lunch. I've seen these big trucks, these big 18-wheeler trucks, and it makes it impossible for people to see if other trucks are, if other cars are oncoming, when people are coming in out of traffic, coming out of places to stay.
Right.
And it's dangerous, and they're idling their trucks. They're just sitting there running. The street Central for no idling. That's one. Yeah, Central, and I believe that's Radbart. Central and Radbart over there by the McDonald's, the Chevron, and Columbia Burgers. If we can make sure it's patrolled, or like an extra patrol, if you put one of your citation people in there, cite them, tow them, something, because I mean, they leave their trucks running, idling, and it's a safety hazard, and someone's going to get hit. If it's going to be an accident. Thank you.
Also, our Public Works Director, Rogers, thank you for the bridge. There was a partial bandage. It looks good, but it needs to go a little further, because
I know.
it does.
You go
but
smooth and you get right back rough.
Then no, the holes are getting bigger.
Same
As you come
location.
across the bridge, you guys did a nice job, but now it's opening up, and thank you. Announcements or
Madam Mayor.
communication? Yes.
Item or possible item for the agenda.
What is that?
I talked about it before. There's been a large influx of dumping in the city, and needing to look at the ordinance, how we can bring that back to look at it. How can we increase the fines? We need to put together an outreach effort to the community, the business community, let them know about dumping in our city. Even if we can get in contact with our trash hauler to find out, can we do something with, he's in the back, bulk pickups. So I think because we have a lot of new residents in the city of Carson, and people are moving in and moving out. People may have trash in the garage from a home they just purchased, and they just dumping it, just getting rid of it. So we just need to figure out a way to educate our residents about not dumping in our city and just getting information out to our residents. So I just want to, how can we get that on the agenda and to look at the fines and what we charge currently? We may need to bump that up a little bit. I don't know through the city attorney, how we can do that as well, but to bring it back as an item.
Also, our representatives here from WRI and to the city attorney, in the contract, it says that there was supposed to be a vehicle going around checking the city, picking up all this trash, all these dump couches and things like that. And I did make a phone call yesterday. So to our representative that's here now, I think we need to bump that up because you're seeing a lot of sofas, mattresses that's being dumped in our city. And so if we could increase, go back and revisit that contract, make sure the WRI is doing what their contract says.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Ironically, this afternoon, Dr. Rogers and I were talking about looking at the WRI contract and making sure that they're in compliance on various aspects of it. And perhaps it's even time to kind of engage them and see if they're willing to do a voluntary audit of the fees so we can ensure that we're receiving our fees correctly. So it's great that the representatives are here. Dr. Rogers was going to contact them soon to get some sort of audit of the entire contract and the fees started. So we're on top of it. That issue was one of the reasons, the dumping was one of the reasons that we thought we should look at it. And obviously there were other obligations in there that we don't think have been complied with. So we just need to have a conversation about some of those issues.
Well, keep us posted because looking at mattresses in our city is something that I'm not accustomed to. In a couch, you move out and you just throw it on the street and it stays there. And there were quite a few over off of Carson and over that area. But I did call and they removed them. But I just like the eyes to be out there a little more surveying, driving around the city.
Somebody has to see it besides us.
Yeah, because if I see it,
everybody,
they should be able to see it.
But Madam Mayor, this is one of the items that came from our town hall meeting with myself and Councilwoman Rojas. In addition to the dumping, graffiti, I don't know what could be done, but that has been one of the biggest issues at the town hall meetings that I've held. And I know our Director of Public Works said we have a new graffiti process in place, but I don't see it being very efficient at this point. So I don't need to find out exactly how is that working. What came about at the town hall meeting, people are reminiscent of when you used to call in 24 hours, it was removed. I said, I don't know if that's going to happen, but it may be removed within a couple of days. But I just know that at some point we need to be able to get back to that 24-hour removal. In addition to the sheriff's department being identified, because some of these are gang-related taggings that's being done, which kind of makes it unsafe in some of our neighborhoods and some of our residents feel uneased behind that. So I just want to find out how can we get this graffiti under wraps so that we don't continue to run behind what's happening and get it cleaned up. Again, I always talk about our community. We've increased in our values of our homes, and we need to look the value of our homes, and that we should be able to have that aesthetic looking when we drive through our city. When I drive home, my neighbors drive home, we should not have to look at graffiti and trash as we go to our houses. So I just want to make sure we can kind of clean it up around here. So what is the process for the graffiti removal?
Thank you for that question, Council Member. The process for the graffiti removal is that residents just call our office. We put it on the schedule. Currently, we have started hiring additional people. As you are well aware, we went through a process where we had to get some positions approved. We are in the process of filling those positions. And coming up in the budget process, we will also be asking for the equipment as well to purchase so that it will enhance the response time. We have approximately 4 people to remove all the graffiti in the city, and that's just not enough bodies to take care of all the graffiti in the city. When you have graffiti on the curbs and sidewalks and traffic signs and buildings, it is a massive amount of work, and we are currently assessing what we need, and we will be presenting those numbers to the council that we believe will get us to the point where we can start effectively heading toward a 24-hour response.
there also need to be something to the city manager, a deterrent for tagging in our city. I know that maybe 15 years ago, there used to be signs about if you did any tagging, graffitiing, it was a $100 fine. I don't know what that fine was. And I know in the past, people have witnessed or saw someone doing tagging on a wall, call it in, and that person is caught, and they are actually convicted, and they end up having to pay restitution for that particular wall being repaired. I don't know if my colleague Rojas, remember there was that is something we discussed too as well. There is something that's out there to help us on the back end or the front end, however we want to put it, to stop them from actually doing the graffiti if someone is actually witnessing it and can call it in to get them caught. So we need to, at some point, we're chasing our tails, and we need to stop doing that.
Councilman, if I may, one thing about that program, it used to be a program that we have with the Carson Sheriff Station. We had a specific officer that was in charge of doing that. He cataloged every single piece of graffiti that was captured in the entire city. He kept that information because eventually they would catch the guys that were doing it, and when they were caught, they would have to pay restitution for every single thing that they actually put across the city. What I have noticed lately is we've received some additional graffiti in our parks. And in doing that, one thing that I do have to say is that Director Rogers and his staff have done a great job of getting things down for us within a matter of a couple of hours in regards to those situations. I have noticed that some of the residents, if we can get them to make sure that they do make those calls, because it's just like a 911 call sometimes. I thought you called and you thought that she called and no one called. And sometimes that's the issue that we are facing. But what I have noticed is in my experience over the last 3 months, there has been an increase in graffiti at our facilities. But I will have to say that in regards to Director Rogers, they have come by and taken that stuff down right away. I've even seen, we've been together and he would stop the car, get out, take pictures, send it to his staff to actually get things down right away. So I will say that has been happening in the city.
Well, we don't want them taking one of our parks. That's territorial, so it needs to come down. Don't we have a weekend crew, a contracted weekend crew that was coming out?
We do have people that we call on the weekend between the contractor and our own staff, so we do try to get it done over the weekend as well.
Okay, because I mentioned it to the city manager from Carson Street, and I think you told me you were working with MTA. That entire wall has been graffitied, and it looks on the 110 from Carson Street to Sepulveda on the west side. It's worse than it's ever been, so if we have a crew out there, that's fine. And of course, they're tagging. You take it down, they put it back up. The Evolve, that wall.
Evolve, we do kind of have an active plan. Generally, what we've done is had the contractor that we have on staff call. We just put them on, just hit it every weekend.
They have
In
to.
the weekends we don't hit it. That's when they go tag it.
Yeah. So the one on the freeway looks like they just say, hey, nobody's saying anything. The entire wall, even the tree, is graffitied.
And to add to that, we have been in active conversations with Evolve to put up some things that will deter that. It's just a matter of working through their personal people, their owners of the property, and working through those challenges. And then the easement is owned by LAD. LA Department of Power and Water. So we're just working through some issues to get it done, but we keep that on our radar.
Yeah, but the one off the freeway needs to be addressed immediately. It is the worst I've ever seen it.
And so, Madam Mayor, that 110 freeway that you're making a reference to on the west side of the
Harper
freeway
Freeway.
there, that's Caltrans property. So we'll make sure that we have Dr. Rogers and his team get in contact with him, because I mean it is bad, but we want to get on both sides, to be honest.
Yeah.
Both of the east side of the 110 and the west side. They
Well,
both
it was
need to
the
be
west.
addressed.
Now they're taking over the east.
Yep.
Okay.
Madam Mayor?
Yes.
Also, we're actually in the process of finalizing an agreement with Caltrans of our specific maintenance plan. It's working through their chain of attorneys, and it's going back and forth. That will give us the ability to go on Caltrans property and take care of it ourselves versus calling them to having them do it.
Thank you.
Madam Mayor.
Councilwoman, thank you. I know we discussed.
And bill them.
And bill. Okay, whatever it takes. Yes, Councilwoman.
Just to add to our town hall meeting regarding the vandalism, the gang activity. So the sheriff's department, they do have someone that is now in charge of identifying gang members. That's Sergeant Maranan, Maranan, and he is requesting that when our code enforcement, when they get a call out to the vandalism, if you see homes with ring cameras, if we can, I mean, if we have the manpower to do such, door knock those homes and see if they have a video of the activity, because they do have the photo ID technology now. Another thing is if you see a Tesla that's parked near where the vandalism occurred, those Teslas have cameras as well. So we use a lot of that evidence to catch suspects. So if we could take that extra step and have code enforcement when they do go out, look around, look for ring cameras, look out for Teslas, knock on doors, and ask them if they have any footage of the vandalism. And that way, that will help make some arrests.
Thank you, Councilwoman. If I may, Madam Mayor and Council.
Yes.
In addition to that, we have alerted our sheriffs. We just want to be mindful, as well as the residents. I think it's the policies of, in general, not just for city staff, but this should be really for the community. If you see something, you should say something. And it seems to be there's been a boldness here as of late with actions and activities of certain individuals that don't want to behave in an appropriate manner necessarily. And so we've had some incidents that we've come across within our own community of staff. And so I want to make sure that the public is aware, that they're keeping their eyes open. Things are happening during the daytime, not just at night. I'm very vigilant, and we've ensured that even our staff, if they're here, ladies working after hours, that they're walked out to their vehicles, not alone, and that they're being escorted out. And so we just want to make sure that we're being diligent in our actions and what we're doing, and then also being witnesses as we're out and about throughout the day here in the city to continue to keep the city safe. So just wanted to bring that somewhat of a public announcement, safety announcement. So thank you.
Thank you. Before I adjourn the meeting, Mr. City Manager, could you change the order, memorial adjournments and all communications for items? Just switch them. Put memorial adjournments after oral communications for matters not listed. Just switch the order for the next meeting. No further comments, staff. It's good to see our HR director back. Happy Valentine's Day to everyone. I like See's candy.
And flowers.
And
Is that a
flowers.
hint?
And flowers, roses. Thank you. If hearing no other comments, this meeting is adjourned.